topic is communication and relationships. So I have these notes I'm going to have you guys do, and I'm going to pass them out so you guys can take notes while I'm speaking. So the first, what is communication in relationships? Communication in relationships is very important. They are the foundation for a relationship. Relationship changes are usually the sole thing that changes a relationship. They are very dependent on communication. Not talking to your partner can cause them to overthink and worry themselves because you are not reassuring them. This can send your relationship into a spiral and maybe cause the end of your relationship. This is why communication is very important. What are relationship dialects?
With my notes.
Okay. Dialects, the pushes and pulls found every day in all types of relationships. Some interpersonal reactions provide a way for couples to have the flexibility needed to maintain individuality while maintaining a satisfactory, cohesive union. Relationship dialect is a very healthy, non-toxic way to maintain your relationship. Keeping steady and truthful communication can help your relationship to be more successful in the future. Are we good? How does communication affect relationships? Content level, information communicated through denotative and literal meaning of words. Relationships rely on communication. Do not be afraid to speak up and use your voice. Will they play?
Thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home? Well, before you get...
In life, we can all agree that one of the most integral aspects of our day is that of our interactions and relationships with other people. And sadly, most people that we see today are incapable of building sustainable and effective relationships, a large demographic of which are our young people. Nowadays, they use social media or they use media outlets or their devices, their phones, telephones, whatever it may be, as a medium of communication rather than talking to somebody else face to face. And according to research by Ofcom, it says that 87% of 12 to 15-year-olds in the UK are on social media, and 50% of US teenagers aged 13 to 17 say that they are online almost constantly. And this further emphasizes the fact that a larger portion of them find it difficult to build relationships, authentic relationships, which they can keep for a very long period of time. Now, these people, according to Google Dictionary, are described as being introverted. That is to say, shy, reticent people. We all know what shy means, but reticent would imply someone who finds it difficult to explain and to express their thoughts and opinions. And I'll tell you why that is important for the discussion, which I'm about to explain to you at the moment. According to Google Dictionary, a relationship is the way in which two or more people are related or connected, or the state of being connected. And according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it is the state of being related or interrelated. And I will tell you one thing, that if you're going to leave today, one thing you should take with you is that a relationship is impossible without a form of communication. No matter what that communication may be, no matter what type of relationship you're trying to pursue, you cannot build a relationship without communication. And I think there is one big reason why people who are introverted or reticent, people who are incapable or struggle to convey their thoughts through communication, struggle to build relationships. And that is because they lack confidence. In one study of teens in the US and UK, Facebook found that more than 40% of Instagram users who reported feeling unattractive said the feeling began on the social media app. And not believing in yourself because of your physical appearance can dramatically affect your self-esteem and thus your ability to effectively communicate with others. When I was younger myself, when I was much younger, I myself found it very difficult to communicate with others, but I was not introverted because that would imply that I was shy. I had confidence back then. If you wanted to come talk to me, I'd talk to you as well. However, I found it very difficult to communicate, and that was because of a mental disorder which I had called Asperger's, now known as autism spectrum disorder. And that went on for a very long period of time in my primary school, and it made it very difficult for me to bring any form of social interaction or maintain any kind of social interaction with anyone else. And it kind of slightly followed me into secondary school, but I'm gonna get to that now. Mid-2019, me and my family went to Spain, and there we saw that a lot of people there were completely open. They were completely open. They found it so easy to talk and to discuss with people. If they had an issue, someone would come to them, they would explain it to them. This is a stranger as well. But then when you come back to the United Kingdom, there are people, as soon as they've left their homes, the first thing that they want to do is the thing that, like, let's say you want to go to Sainsbury's and buy something. That's the thing which they have their mind on, and they keep the communication about them to the minimum. We even tell our children and nurture our children to stay away from strangers because strangers bring danger to them. You understand? And as we grow up, we bring that to ourselves and we teach our own children as well. And Spain was completely different. And that was a completely different shift of mood that I saw there. Coming back from Spain, however, I fell into a depression which lasted 1 year, and it made it even more, this was during the pandemic, it made it even more difficult and increased my already existing inability to communicate. But coming towards mid-2020, I underwent a spiritual revelation in Christianity. However, in that time, I also read a book by a man named Reverend Chris Oyakilome called The Power of Your Mind, where he went into detail about how the mind functions and how you can make decisions with your mind. And I learned there and then and there that you can make the decision to be confident. Similar to how I made the decision to come before all of you and to speak to all of you today. And you made the decision to come out of your house and to come and listen to me today and the rest of the speakers that we have. You can make the decision to be confident. I, by making the decision to be confident, learned how to exude confidence to the rest of the people in my world. And now so many students who suffered from being shy or reticent have learned confidence for themselves. And I exuded confidence in a youth conference. And in that youth conference, in the Haringey Youth Conference, I was recommended to be able to come here by Jeff Skinner, to be able to come here to talk to all of you. And confidence does not only exist when it's expressed in front of hundreds of people, but when confidence is the best is when it's expressed in front of those small amounts of people that you speak to on a daily basis. And this confidence you can choose to decide for all of yourselves and for all of your families, right here, right now, in this very moment.
Relationships rely on communication, so do not be afraid to speak up and use your voice. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to talk about why you think communication in relationships is important. I want you to talk about why you think it's important to use communication and how it can better relationships.
I think it's important to use communication because without communication, things are often like misinterpreted and misunderstood. Because like some person can say something but like mean it in a different way than it came out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes their tone of voice can be different of the way they're actually meaning to say it.
I feel like if you don't communicate, then there's like no point in being
Yeah.
Right, like it's just isolation at that point, because there's just like, if you're not gonna communicate, then you might as well not have another person in the room, because you're just gonna sit there like,
Yeah.
they know everything, like, they have to know, right?
Like you won't know each other if you don't communicate.
But you can't mind read.
Yeah.
Is that all y'all have? Okay, we can go back. Yes, sir. How can you improve your communication skills? Make sure you explore one's needs, desires, and motives in a relationship, like what they want and what they need to keep going in a relationship. Be open and honest with your partner. Trust is also a big part of a relationship. Be open with your needs and relationship goals with them also, so you guys can work and create a union with each other. Practice clear communication. Q&A. Does everybody have any questions for me? Yes.
What if my partner doesn't want to communicate with me while they're like upset with me?
Sit them down and tell them how you feel, like just be open with them about how like communication is important to you. Yes?
What if I'm not very good at speaking my mind?
Talk to your partner and tell them how you feel about speaking your mind and see if you guys can come up with a situation or a solution to help fix that problem.
How do you,
You
okay, how do you ask like your partner to communicate more without like offending them?
tell them that you're always here and maybe try to come up with something to fix how they aren't very comfortable communicating and talk to them about why they aren't comfortable communicating. Yes.
Why does communication affect relationships so bad?
They can feel like you are being untruthful with them and can possibly feel unappreciated because you aren't talking to them. Yes.
What happens if you don't use good communication with your partner and they get angry with you?
Not communicating can hurt both of you. It can make you feel like you were not seen. So if you're angry with them, maybe just talk to them about why you're angry and try to solve that together. So now we have a Kahoot.
Also, you need to change the need to work, like, you need to change.
It's not working.
You need to put it as
One
work,
on there.
it's, you put OG.
Forgot that one.
Oh. No, it's not working.
Push continue with Google.
But that would put it as, that would put it as Westbrook.
Okay, look, here's not working, so that'll probably be the end of my speech. Should be okay. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys learned a whole lot about communicating in relationships.